thing as we start.
You're live.
We're live now? Thank you. So, here's you go. How come you're still wearing shoes, too? Because they're so cute?
Boots.
Oh, because they're boots.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. There you go. So, good morning. You notice that there's a little bit more Michelle on the couch. It's so fun. I just yelled at somebody and said, "Don't call it a couch," and I said it myself. See, thank you. It's a sofa. We won't really give away the secret. This is our stage presence. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to. So, for those in the room and those online, for our 1 year anniversary, we gave our partners a little gift
And ourselves.
of name tags for this 1 year. We are so very, very excited to be here. Yeah, I'm so excited. I wore the same outfit I wore last year on this day.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not because I did not like that outfit
Yeah.
on the video. Even my sister was like, "Yeah, let's not wear that again." I'm like, I know it doesn't look good. I already know that.
You should tell me.
Yeah.
But I'm like vibrating because I just got some like
Oh, my
singing bowl
goodness.
stuff going on. Like
So,
my whole body's like,
Right. We started earlier today, and our dear Linda Swanson had blessed us with singing bowls and healing meditation and Native American flutes and just.
we're spoiled. It's our birthday. We got
That's
spoiled.
right.
And all of our
Exactly.
people showed up. I mean, the door
Right.
just kept opening. I was like, I'm
I
so
know.
crying right now.
I didn't even open my eyes, and then we got a full room now, so I'm very excited about that. Yeah. So
And thank you, Dakota and Ann, for helping with the food. And thank you so much,
Yes.
Evie, for paying for
yes, thank you
all
so
the
much
supplies for
again.
our luncheon today. So
And-
we appreciate the support of our
And
partners.
who made our cupcakes?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Lyric and True Davis were the dessert caterers
Yes.
today.
So they did a beautiful
And if you notice, they
job.
have little our logos on the cupcakes. So they were very exciting. And then, of course, our wonderful in-house tech guy,
Who does
Trey Davis,
everything
who
we
does
tell him to do.
everything to support us for this whole year.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
He's been with us. We've
Yeah.
been
He
good
was
employers.
just a small child when we hired him. And now
he drives a car.
And now he drives a car, and
The whole
so
thing.
I
Things
mean,
happen here on the sofa.
yes, we didn't age, traded.
No,
Just-
we're so good.
What do you
Yeah, you look fabulous, darling.
Thank you,
It's
darling.
So good. And then this one right here.
Right? Whoop, whoop. Yep. This is yeah. So where we're at.
This is how we usually
This
start.
is how
She's
we
right
start.
here. She's
Yeah, but
right
now
here.
she's here. We are at. Go ahead. Tell us.
Yeah, this is my spiel. This is we are at Unleash Your Life Studios, the home of the Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington. This one right here. And this is the space where she does her practice. And we are so fortunate that she gives this to us every Sunday to support our ministry. So we really appreciate all that you've done for us. And before we even had this ministry, all your mentoring and your spiritual
Absolutely.
support and your love. We love you so much. And we're so happy that you were actually available to be on the sofa today. We got super lucky. Yeah.
Exactly. The other thing I want to say is that if you're in the Phoenix, Arizona area, you still have time to get here. It's
Hurry up.
7220 North 16th Street, Phoenix, Arizona, 85020.
And that's her spiel.
That's
She,
right.
she likes to do that.
Building A, you can't miss it because our girls are on the front door.
I love this.
So, well, you're going to make your coffee.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'll let you make your coffee. So I will give you just our other part of the spiel for Reverend Dr. Michele, and we'll let her jump in if she needs to tell us if I miss
At some
anything.
point, I will.
Yeah. So what happens here in the studios at Unleash Your Life.org, US,
Yeah.
is that Reverend, I'm so excited that she's here, a little nervous.
I know. I'm so excited.
Reverend Michele has classes and a year-long program, and like I told you last week, if you sign up for that year-long program and mention my name, I get a gift, and so do you. So please do that. And
She's so bad.
thank you, thank you.
She did that last week too. And then Ann said, "Oh, great! Now everybody that I know knows it."
I'm just saying, this is my, arena. So,
And that's what she said last week to Ann. Yes, she did.
so
Picking on you last
there
week.
are a couple of different programs that Reverend Dr. Michele has. One of them is called currently the best year yet, but next year it'll be best year more or something along that line, because it'll be better than this year. And also there are women's groups that are held throughout the year. They range anywhere from 4 to 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Sure.
right? So depending
Sure.
on it, and then they happen on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. And so this is a way to develop a community of women, a group of women that help you. And I'm looking around to people that I'm in a community with all the time. So what an amazing experience. You want to tell them anything else about what you do here?
On the spot.
I also rent it out.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really wanted when I rented this space, which was, by the way, in March of 2020. Look at that date.
Wow.
Right. That's when I signed the lease. But anyway, I have never regretted that. And one of the things I wanted for it was to have a place for people who do workshops, who, see clients, but they're not at a level yet that they can afford their own space. Or if they're doing a workshop, you go out there and try to rent a space, and it's ridiculously expensive. And so I wanted a space that would be reasonable for people of like mind who are doing deep, good, beautiful, life-affirming work, to have a very affordable place to be. And so I do that, and it's very fun because I have a hypnotherapist who rents all the time. I have a therapist who rents all the time. I love that you guys use it every Sunday. And I'm so happy to provide this gift to you. So anyway, do you know anybody who needs to rent a space?
Well, I mean,
This is it.
seriously, my company
Yeah.
rented the space to do a client appreciation, little, I don't even know what you call it. There was food and stuff here. So, and that we used just the front room where we had the singing bowls this morning, and it was just lovely. Everybody was like, wow, what space is this? And oh my goodness. And so just so you know, anybody watching, this is a great location too. Perfect parking, tons of parking. Listen, I'm going to give a whole spiel. I didn't plan this, but you should know it's here for anything that you want. This room that we're in can hold a lot more people, and then there's space out in the front. So it's a great space for anything that you have in mind that you don't need it all the time and you want to just rent it. And she's kind of easy to work with. So
I'm fairly easy to
I
work.
would tell you that it's a beautiful space. Yeah.
All right, which one of us is praying?
I wanted Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington to pray.
that would be awesome.
That was kind of like, since it's our anniversary, it's our birthday anniversary thing.
Yeah, we should do that.
So if you are comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to do that right now, and take a really, really deep down all the way into your belly breath. Those of us in the room and who were here for the beautiful singing bowls are already kind of in that space. But if you weren't with us in the room, just another, and even if you were, let's just come back to that amazing space by another deep, all the way into your belly breath. And we bring the fullness of who we are, our hearts, our minds, our energy, our spirit, to a place of opening to the awareness that there is a presence and a power that is so much greater than we are. In fact, it is infinitely greater than we are. And it is infinite love and joy and peace and abundance and flow. It is infinite life. And even though that presence is infinitely bigger than we are, it is who and what we are. We are that entire ocean of life in a single drop, to paraphrase Rumi. I am that. Each and every one of us here is that. Each and every one listening later, watching online now. In fact, everyone is the ocean of life within the drop. So I know for us today that as we gather here, that there is an expanded awareness of that truth. There is an deepened feeling of our oneness with life itself and with all life here on planet Earth. So I'm so grateful for this time that we have. We do call it blessed, holy, sacred, joy-filled, and life-expanding. So in gratitude for this time that we have, in gratitude for each other, for these beautiful two women, Reverend Jeannie and Michele, for everyone in this room, for everyone watching, in gratitude for it all. We let it be, we call it good, and together we say, and
So it is.
is.
Oh,
Love
thank
it.
you. I love that you can always put her on the spot because
Right. So she'll cry.
she's not worried about it. I'll do it here. I'm comfortable, more comfortable now than I'd be because I'm doing it for a year. But sometimes if I'm somewhere else and someone wants me, I'm like, oh, okay, let me just. So it's nice you can put her on the spot. It doesn't matter. She's always
Right.
like, I got this.
I got this.
I already know what I'm doing.
Drop into it and pray.
Yeah.
There you go. I love it. So I get a reading.
Really? I wonder who it's
I know.
by.
I wonder who it's by too. Okay. So for those of you who have your book available, which is New Thoughts for Today from Affiliated New Thought Network.
You can get this right on Amazon.
Right on Amazon.
And you know, I just want you to know, we don't get paid at all for the little plugs we do. We literally share this information because it's important to us and it feeds us and helps us. So I want to make sure that anybody watching is like, oh, you know, they always say that. But no, we say it because honestly, this book
Yeah.
is incredible and it's written by so many ministers and practitioners that it's just full of amazing thoughts.
It really is. So we are on page 157. There must be a gift in here somewhere. All it takes is a shift in perspective to recognize and appreciate life's gifts, even when, especially when, what you are experiencing seems like anything but a gift. Phil Bolstad, Through God's Eyes. I love that quote. I'm inspired by it. I am encouraged by it. I am also a bit annoyed by it. Those three little words, all it takes, suggest something quite simple, don't they? All it takes is a flick of the wrist to shoo a fly away. All it takes is typing a keyword into your phone and your question is answered. All it takes is giving your children that look and they know they are in trouble.
I have that look.
Trey, does she have that look? Right? That's all it takes, easy peasy. But all it takes is a shift in perspective to recognize and appreciate life's gifts, even when, especially when, what you are experiencing seems like anything but a gift. Isn't necessarily so easy. Though it might not be easy, it's true. Caroline Myss wrote that we need to develop our symbolic sight, which means to develop the ability to probe beneath the surface of the experience to see how it is woven into the tapestry of the divine design. Do you have a situation right now that is challenging or difficult? That's not rhetorical, do you? Just checking. Okay. Could you entertain the possibility that if you develop your symbolic sight around it, then something beautiful will be revealed? It may reveal itself over time, but if your sight is right, then you will find the gift in it. Today, I develop my symbolic sight and find the gift in everything. Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington, Religious Science, Phoenix, Arizona.
That's so cool.
And we picked that before we knew she was going to be on the sofa. It just was the one we picked for this week. And then we were like,
We should have
we
Michele
should
here.
have here.
So as you know, your
See how
card,
God does it. God sets it
your
all
card
up.
says gratitude is finding the gift in everything.
Reach it.
Oh, Lordy.
It is. It is finding the gift in everything. Even when. I like that.
Even
Even
when.
when. Even when.
Especially when.
You all know what that means. Even when y'all go, yep. I already know what that's.
So I had this amazing opportunity. My partner and I went to see Abraham Hicks yesterday.
So jealous.
It was amazing. And during that time period and the different questions that came up from different people and, hearing the answers, one of the things that came up was about we're always attracted, right? Abraham Hicks does the thing always on the law of attraction.
Yeah.
So we're always attracting. And anybody that knows me knows that the last 5 years I've been attracting some health issues. And the thing that came up, the gift that came up for me was resilience. That no matter what, especially health conditions that I've had since 2019, my ability to be knocked down and get back up again has been consistent. You know?
I witnessed that.
Yeah.
I
And
witnessed you
so,
do that.
I mean, and everybody in this room knows me on that, right? So I was like, that gift that I have gotten is resilience. You know, that resonates with me, that no matter what comes in life, and some days I might not be real happy about it. Resilience doesn't mean I'm celebrating it, right? I mean,
Right, there's something in there that says
yeah.
that.
yeah, sometimes it is really hard. But I know that on the other side of it, there's something for me that's even better. So I just wanted to share that as I go into Tuesday. I have my knee replacement
Please
surgery.
keep Reverend Jeannie in your
Yes.
prayers on
Yes,
Tuesday
please.
and for weeks after too, because the healing process is not a good time. I mean,
Right.
it could be amazing.
Well, I've decided it's going to be an
easy.
amazing
I take
time.
that back.
Exactly. It's going
But
to be an amazing time.
I've seen you have that resilience of saying, I want to do this,
Mhm.
and I don't care what all this does. I'm doing it. I'm doing it anyway, and I don't care. And you just go, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when I was
That's
on the cruise, I was walking 15,000 steps a day,
Yeah.
and normally it's 6. Okay, I just need to say that that's what I can normally get in.
Or the
throughout a
labyrinth,
day.
you were determined that you were going to enjoy that experience, and that's how it works. So I love that I love that. I didn't even think about that, but I like it. You say that because it helps people and myself realize that when you're going through things, it is developing more of that ability to say, hey, I went through that. I survived that. And that was a lot. So this stuff, yeah, I'm not going to like it. It's going to be hard, but I'm harder. I'm tougher, and I can move through it. I know I'm going to get on the other side of that. So I love that. And I know also for me, when I think about tough things that have happened, even for me recently too, sometimes I'm grateful for that because it helps me to see things differently. You know, like a tough situation that happens, then I can see what situation I want to have happening and draw that into my life instead. So I like this idea of gratitude is finding the gift in everything, even when.
Do you have anything like that?
I will take them both. Yes, I will take them both. Well, I love what you just said. Well, I love it all, but what you just said, Michelle, reminded me of an Abraham Hicks quote, in that sometimes we experience the not so great so that we know what is great and what we want. We experience what we don't want for the contrast. So then we can get clearer about what we do want.
That's what I meant to say.
That's-
You, of course, said it so much better.
You said it great.
Mine was all combobbled. I wasn't getting it out.
I'm
Of course,
just-
she's like,
I'm putting an exclamation
that's
point
perfect.
all in what you said. Yeah.
That is, yeah.
I love that, the contrast. But I was reminded as you were talking about a client I have, mentoring client, and I've had this beautiful, precious soul for many years, and she used to have a business that got completely annihilated by COVID. Done. The business gone. And she's a single woman, solopreneur, been doing this work, her business. She was a personal trainer. She was a personal trainer, right? That was her livelihood. She worked her little fingers to the bone. She was seeing clients at 6 a.m. She didn't get home till 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. rather. And it was a grueling life, but she loved it and she served her clients and she made decent money. All of a sudden, gone. I saw her this week and she said, you know, Michelle, as I'm sitting here today, so she had to completely reinvent herself, is now doing something totally different. As a matter of fact, she is remodeling homes and decorating homes, and she is brilliant at it. Brilliant. And she said, you know, when I think back on losing my business, and I thought it was the end of the world, and I thought I didn't know what I was going to do, and I was so scared. And she said, and now I sit back and I look at my life now. I've made so much more money than I ever made as a personal trainer. I do not have to be someplace at 6 o'clock training people. I get home. I often work from home, you know, arranging, doing things. And I have my evening. She said, this is so much better. There's the gift.
Right.
Now,
Love
you mentioned that the journey isn't always fun.
Right.
And it isn't. the journey isn't always fun. The journey sometimes, this is a very spiritual word, completely and totally sucks.
Absolutely.
Totally sucks. But it will suck a little less if we have this attitude that there is a
Right.
gift in this. And I may not know what it is, but I will find it. Or it will find me in the right and perfect time.
I love that, because that was, again, one of the things yesterday at Abraham Hicks, speaking about how if we allow the allowing of being in that part versus trying to row a boat upstream. And, we were talking a little bit beforehand. I had mentioned that I had a corporate thing before leaving work, a little luncheon to thank my employees. And I mentioned to them that I was a little high strung, and they all agreed adamantly. I mean, a little too adamantly. I just want to point that out. But that is me doing the upstream movement, right? Like not allowing things to be, and I've been doing this a minute, and I still want to control so much of the uncontrollable. It's just, and I have, what was the word that Abraham used? Awarenessing. I have the awarenessing versus, the observation. I have the awarenessing that trying to control the uncontrollable gets me nowhere but frustrated. So I am starting to see that, and we'll see how I do over the next 9 weeks on my awarenessing and observations.
Is it going to be 9 weeks?
Well, that's how much time I have off that they're paying me for, so yes.
We will take that 9 weeks.
I will take
I'm
that
just
9
saying,
weeks.
just saying, kidding. Wow, I think one of the key things, I'm trying to figure out how to say this because I am very excited today, so my brain's all over the place.
And there's smell of good food in
Is
here.
it starting to smell good back there? Oh, sorry for the back row. I feel like gratitude is something that, when you say gratitude is finding the gift in everything, and I love the even when, I've used gratitude to pull me out of the darkest moments or to pull me from a place I don't want to go. Because I was just telling Trey, like I used to have a really hot temper when I was younger. And I mean, I know you don't.
You may say you
Yes.
still have.
I know. As I was saying that in the car, I thought to myself, he's probably going, what are you talking about? Was it worse than
Luckily,
you
you
are
haven't
now?
aged, Mom.
I know. But as I've gotten older, like in today, if that happens, I don't like that. I don't like the result of that. Even if I were right, even if I was right in my being that way, I don't like how that feels. I don't like how I deal with other people when I do that. So it happens rarely. But when I feel that coming on, because I can feel the red. Not hair, but that redness, like when you see red, I can feel it coming up my body. And usually if I feel that happening, I'll be like, I can't, I don't want to talk right now, or I feel grumpy today. I'll like try to give fair warning, like I'm feeling this way, please stop, please leave me alone. But if I feel that coming up, one thing I have done in my life is I have left the space and I've counted on my hand. If you guys remember, you guys got that as a bonus card at the beginning of the year, of last year, beginning of this year. The counting of the 5 things you're grateful for. And usually the first 2 or 3 are through gritted teeth, I'm grateful for this. And if it's a person that you are going to lose it with, do the 5 things about them. Make yourself do that. And when you get to the second or third, usually it's like that third one, the gritted teeth starts to calm down. The 4th one, you're back, you're coming back. And the 5th one, you're back in it. You're back in the present moment. Gratitude anchors you in what's actually happening. It's right here, right now. So part of the issue with what we're doing when we're not in gratitude is we've left the building. We're somewhere else to speak of Elvis, since the woman who loves Elvis is on the sofa. But you've left. If you're not in gratitude, you're not present. So we talk about it a lot, how important it is to be in the moment, to be with what's actually happening, because that's where you need to be making your moves from, right? We don't want to make moves from the past or the future. those are the wrong moves. So gratitude is so important as a practice. A lot of people do. How many people in here do like a gratitude journal at night? Okay. So I know this is the time of year where a lot of people will start to do that 40-day practice before Thanksgiving. A lot of faiths do things like that toward the end of the year. But use that gratitude and having that as part of your daily practice helps you also to stay present. And the more that we can do with tools and practice to stay present, I think overall life is just better anyway.
And ups the resilience.
Amen, sister, on that one. Yeah,
Right?
exactly, right.
Anyone?
Well, I'm just, excuse me, reminded of a line from Meister Eckhart, who was a German mystic millennia ago. And he said, if the only prayer we ever say is a prayer of gratitude, that will be enough.
I just got chills. I just got full on chills when you said that.
Yeah. And the prayer of gratitude is not just when things are going well, right? It's not just when things are going well, as you just said so beautifully, by the way, so articulately, by the way, that when we can move into gratitude when things aren't going so well,
Right.
that of course is the harder journey. That is way harder than being grateful when things are going great. I used to say that, I still say that it's so easy to practice these principles that we say we believe in, the positive attitude, the mindset, the gratitude. It's so easy to practice all of it when things are going well.
Absolutely.
But the real test, if you will, of how much we believe what we say we believe is how we handle when life doesn't go well. And which reminds me of my all-time favorite quote from the Science and Mind textbook. And this is a paraphrase, and I don't know what page it's on, so I can't. But my book at home, honestly, if I just open my book, it will open to that page because I've opened it so many times. But it says, stay with the one. I'm very much paraphrasing this, but stay with the one no matter what. To abandon the one in the hour of need is to prove you didn't know it in the first place.
Would you find us that
I will
quote and
be-
send it? I will
I will
post
be
it
happy to
in the
find it.
comments from
Can you
this.
repeat that?
Well, and I will repeat it, but again, it was just
It's a
it's a
paraphrase,
paraphrase,
sure.
but to abandon the one, so stay with the one no matter what. To abandon the one in the hour of need is to prove you didn't believe it in the first place. And then he goes on to say that the greatest time to work is when things look the worst, to throw yourself with reckless abandon into the limitless sea of receptivity. The one who can do that will always receive the greatest reward. That's the quote. And I will find it
If you
before
find it,
we
I
are,
will send it
I will
out.
find it before we're done here today.
Ooh,
I will,
okay.
because I can find it. You've got the book right there. Yeah. And again, that's not easy. And nobody says it is. Nobody says it is. It's practice, it's attention, it's discipline, it's staying awake, staying in the present moment, staying aware. I mean, it's all of those things. And
It's
it's
awarenessing.
awarenessing.
It's awarenessing. That's our new word. I love that, awarenessing.
And all of that gets us through. Every one of us has, and some of us are right now. We've all faced difficult times. We will face difficult times because that's part of life. And how we do it is what matters. And every time we find the gratitude, every time we see the gift, we build who we are. We build our resilience. We build our faith. We build our stamina. We build our joy. Okay, I'm done.
And what you practice is what comes out in the hard times.
Right.
So anybody who's been a performer, performed like on stage or whatever it is, when you're nervous, what shows up is what you practice. So if you don't practice and you see people get up to perform and they're kind of stiff and standing there, well, now you know they didn't rehearse anything. Really, they kind of just thought they were going to be able to get on the stage in front of all those people and just do it. That's why you see big bands and stuff. They'll go into practice for a tour for like 3 months. They practice and practice and practice. That's why they're on stage in front of stadiums full of people and they're just following what they practice. It's so ingrained, they just do it, right? So if you're never using any of these practices, if you don't do that when it's good, and when it's something, so then when something bad comes up, it's not in you to resort to that or to lean on that, it's going to be that much harder. So it's building, resilience is built. You're not born with resilience. You build resilience. and you build it in the good times so that when something happens, you have it and it's there already. You can't build it when you need it. It has to already be there.
I was thinking like how we drive a car, right? So, because, Trey recently.
Yeah, so Trey, listen up
has
here. It's about cars. We're talking about
license,
cars, Trey.
right? So, but I remember I learned how to drive on a stick. And I had a notice in the back of my truck that said, "New stick driver will roll." Because when I was driving to work, there was a stoplight at the top of a hill, and sometimes I rolled a little, and I just wanted to have fair warning to the people behind me. I was
forgot
21,
about that.
right? Yeah. So that's one of those things, but within practice, it was I no longer stalled out in first gear.
Yeah.
I could move a vehicle to different gears, so there was practice in it, and it became second nature. So that's what practice gives us, right? Is that second nature on how to do things, whether it's driving a stick or having that resilience in the time of faith twisters.
Faith twisters. I like that.
Right? I know that was
I like
a new
faith
that was a
twisters.
new thing that was downloaded. I was talking to a friend who's really going through some faith twisting things in his life, and I said, man, that's because he's somebody who's very grounded in these principles, and yet these things are happening, and I know enough to know that when that comes up for me, I feel like, okay, where do I need to pull from? What is it that I need to use? So when we had the bowls today, I know sound healing is an amazing thing for your cells.
Oh my God.
I know this. I feel it in the core of my being. So I sat right in front of Linda, right?
And
I
I
was
sat
like-
further away, and I could feel. I mean, you're.
I was like,
Totally.
look, I'm going to be able to cross my legs for like 2 more days. So let me sit down here and enjoy this. And, it just had to have that feeling, of that coming through my cells, that, there was something I reached out to. There was one surgery that I had where our dear friend Susan Peacock made a ton of cookies for the staff. That was when I had my lobectomy, and there was a ton of staff, and the little card said, "Thanks for taking care of our friend," right?
Oh.
And there was this one PA who I did not feel was cookie worthy in my drug inducedness, and I told her she was not cookie worthy. So, sometimes I need a little bit more sweetness, and
And sometimes people need to hear that too.
right, that they're not cookie
You're being
worthy.
authentic.
Yeah,
You're being
I
authentic.
was being a little drugged,
little
but
authentic.
yeah.
And and in that.
Dakota told me later that the woman really was taking care of me
Oh.
well, so it
So
was
Dakota,
me.
did
It
you
was
give her a
not her.
cookie? Did you give her a cookie, Dakota? Oh.
Yeah.
One big piece of resilience is your tribe. And that is something that has to be built ahead of time.
Yep.
Because you won't go to it if you haven't done that. That's whatever that is up there that says all that stuff that's not true, will tell you that, oh, they're busy, or you never do, like they'll talk you out of reaching out for help when you need it. So you have to be nurturing those relationships in the tribe when you don't, and for the little things, so that when the big thing comes up, and allow it to come your way from them too, that when the big things comes up, it's normal. It's normal for you to reach out and say, hey, guess what? Here's what I'm going through right now. Here's how I feel about it. I need some help. It's normal. It's not abnormal. Like that is resilience. That comes from when, before you need it. That's all that stuff can be built, because the tough times in life come. We all know that they just happen, and it's part of the ebb and flow of life, and it's okay. But you want to build the stuff up ahead of time so that you're ready for it. And like my older son has said to me many times, it's tough, but you're tougher. Or he'll say, I'll say, well, it's really tough. Yeah, well, be tougher, Mom. be tougher. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Forgot who I was talking to. No pity party here. I'm gonna go be tougher right now. Yeah. But the way you're tougher is you build it ahead of time. You do it first. You build the resilience
And
up first.
like you said, you do it with a tribe.
You do it with your people.
And the
I got
other
chills.
thing, it's gonna change it, the direction a tiny bit, but tagging on to the importance of tribe. There is so much in life to celebrate, which is happening here today. Celebrate, to pause and celebrate and to have a tribe who will celebrate with you without jealousy, without just to relish, jump for joy in whatever the thing is that you're celebrating, big, small, in between, doesn't matter. That just adds to the joy of the celebration. And honestly, I'm not sure we celebrate enough, right? I'm not sure we celebrate enough. I know I've thought about this for myself, and I've watched it happen with people over time, how we grow, right? How we develop, how we shift, how we change, how we drop old habits and take in new ones. But we don't pause to recognize that we've done that. We don't pause to recognize, just all of a sudden we're showing them differently and life is working a little bit better. And it's so important to say, wait a minute, 6 months ago, I would not have responded to this situation like I'm responding today.
Right.
That must mean I've grown.
Right.
That must mean I've released some stuff,
Everybody's laughing.
right? We know that.
Yeah.
So it's so important to pause now and again to take inventory of your life, of yourself, of your responses, and go, whoa, look at this.
Absolutely.
To celebrate it, and then bring in a tribe to celebrate with you. It's so much fun, and it's precious, and it's a part of life, and it's part of the gratitude. So celebration, big. So can I say something to celebrate?
No.
Yes, do it. Do what you
You have the mic, go for it.
I do have the mic, right. Well, and I am actually still sort of blown away about this. So many of you sitting in this room know about this because I haven't stopped talking about it. But now, even more people will know.
Do it.
And that is that I've gotten an invitation to go to a invitation-only leadership retreat. 40 people only are at this, attending this. And so this I'm celebrating, and I'm also inviting support because this terrifies me to do this. But I'm a believer in doing what scares you, walking through that what feels like a wall of fear. It's not a wall, it's just a veil, and you just have to walk through it. So I am going to walk through this, but this leadership retreat is in India. India has never been on my bucket list because it terrifies me. The idea of going there by myself, the whole thing is just, I'm like starting to hyperventilate a smidge right now thinking about it. But I have said yes, because what I know on the other side of my terror is going to be life transformation. I know that for myself, and for myself as a leader, for myself and the people that I serve and the organizations that I serve. I'm celebrating that I got the invitation and that I had the guts because to say yes.
Yes.
To say yes.
Yes.
So, I will report. And oh, by the way, it's in January of this coming year.
Yeah. So it's
Like,
right around the corner.
At this time, 2 months from now, I will be there.
Oh my goodness.
I will be in the second day of the retreat.
Wow. How long is it?
It's 5 days. It's 5 days, the 17th through the 21st of January. It's a 20-hour flight to get there. Anyway, I'm doing it. I'm celebrating the invitation. I'm celebrating my yes, and I'm celebrating. Thank you for letting me celebrate.
Yay!
So
excited. Who else has some celebrations? There we go. Trey?
Oh, do I need to put that up?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I'll first.
All right, so let me just say this because Megan just said I have to say something else. And I feel I always precede this with I feel really bougie when I say this.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. I'm gonna
We
bourgeois.
like bougie.
I'm gonna bourgeois here. So it's a 20-hour flight to India. I cannot do that in coach. I cannot do that in coach. So my bougie is I am going to fly first class or business class. And so what Megan said, tell people you're manifesting enough money to do that. I had a friend I was telling you, she said, well, you know what, we'll do a GoFundMe. Like, you are not doing a GoFundMe so I can fly first class. That is not what GoFundMe is for. She's like, well, we don't have to tell people. Like, well, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I have to have major surgery, so I need not GoFundMe. But yes, please hold the ease and manifestation of ease. And I'm having soul surgery. That's it. I'm having soul surgery in India.
Avoid surgery from sitting in the wrong seat for 20 years.
Right. So yes, I am manifesting enough ease and grace and the financial flow to fly first class. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan.
I love it. Go ahead.
I bought a house.
Yes.
So I am celebrating that.
Yes.
And I'm also celebrating my mom and dad who helped me get it.
Yes.
Fantastic. Other celebrations?
More celebrations?
Anyone? Going once?
Celebrate.
It doesn't have to be a new house or a trip to India.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
There we go. Yvette.
Celebrate.
I am celebrating jumping out of an airplane for my
Yes.
second anniversary with my husband. It
Oh,
was the most amazing experience, and I would recommend everybody try it once.
no.
Because I want to quit my job and I want to jump out of an airplane for a new job.
Love it.
Love it. Yay. So glad that was your experience.
I want to do it again. Oh my goodness.
I celebrate that you jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. I'm also celebrating having an amazing job at the Now Spa. It's just so delightful. I'm
That's the new job, right?
rejuvenated.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just feel good. It's like I feel like I should pay them to do it. It's that kind of yumminess.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
I'm
Yeah.
also celebrating doing positive intelligence.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's all I'll say.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Thank you.
And it's so cool. What my favorite thing, like so far that I've gotten out of it, is when something like particularly annoying happens, like that wasn't supposed to happen. Instead of going into that whatever I go into, often I'll say, well, that was unexpected. Like without being pissed off, I actually go into amusement. Wow.
Love it. That's great. That's a
I
celebration,
agree.
right?
Oh, we have some more celebration.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
All right. So my husband and I've had a vision of creating affordable housing for workforce housing. And we just moved in, well, we have 9 tenants now. We just finished our 5th house, which is in Bisbee. So we have 3 up here and 2 in Bisbee and 9 tenants, all at very affordable price.
I'm celebrating 2 things. I'm celebrating being here for the first time.
Yay!
Anniversary. So happy
Thank you.
anniversary. And I'm also celebrating that I had a major breakthrough with my granddaughter last night, who spent alone time with me putting my guest room together. So
Oh, beautiful. Love that. I think we have some more.
Sure,
Yes.
you got some more. I'm gonna be one too. I am celebrating being here today with you all and sharing my gifts. I'm so blessed and I feel so grateful that I can do that. And I'm just really happy to be your number one celebrator. Today, I guess. So I'm celebrating the number one celebrator because I'm so happy and I'm just very grateful that I can give my gifts to you all and you all got to see what I do. Because I
Yes.
love what I do and I just feel very blessed and very grateful for that.
Thank you. Any more celebrations? Yeah.
Everybody celebrate.
I'm celebrating this ministry. I just want to say I appreciate the fact that you guys are here.
Yes,
and
yes.
I have a reason to get out of bed on Sunday. And I dispute Linda's claim that she's the number one celebrator because I'm the number one celebrator.
Anybody else? Annie, you celebrating anything?
Your anniversary with Sofa Sundays.
Thank you.
If Evie had kept talking, I would have started crying.
I know.
She almost had me. I'm like, don't get any more than that, Evie. My mascara.
Didn't you wear waterproof?
No, I don't.
Oh my goodness.
As Renee Morgan Brooks used to say, y'all maybe remember that amazing singer, Renee Morgan Brooks, she used to say, today was a waste of perfectly good makeup.
I love though how you give a tip from the sofa. Waterproof mascara.
Waterproof
If you
mascara.
think there's a moment where you might, no, it completely did not happen to me. This, do we feel complete about the topic?
I
So
do.
I'd like to move to something
Yeah.
that you and I didn't have a chance to talk about beforehand, but I think you're gonna be cool with it.
Sure.
I saw Michelle do something yesterday. I thought, I would love to do that for the sofa, for this ministry. And I would love to have a moment where everyone would give a blessing to the ministry. She did that for someone else yesterday, and I thought, I want that too. So I don't know if you need a leader or if people can just, if you feel called to take the microphone and breathe in a blessing into our ministry for the next year and beyond. We would probably love to have that.
So love that.
And that's kind of like not in lieu of a prayer, but kind of like our prayer, closing prayer.
Yeah, so the idea is simply to speak, not very long, just, I bless this ministry with what? I bless this, yes.
I bless this ministry with the highest and best of all there is to come. So it is.
I always feel like Cinderella and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. So I bless this ministry with expansion of consciousness, expansion of people, expansion of a labyrinth. I bless this community with expansion.
I received that.
I bless this ministry with continued love, joy, expansion, offering a safe and wonderful place to be, of heartfelt warmth and thanks.
Nice. Anybody else?
I bless this ministry with show me the money.
We'll receive that.
I bless this ministry with expansion and the ripple effect of reaching others and creating a community, whether it's in person or online.
Thank you.
As I close my eyes, I bless this ministry with all the open doors that will come their way and our way. And I bless everyone's heart opening. And I bless all the beautiful people that will sit on the sofa Sunday to come. And I bless the beautiful souls that come to Sofa Sunday.
Handing me the microphone. I just know that for me, this has been a challenging year. But my tribe gets me through it day by day, that I can turn to them for absolutely anything and be exactly in the space I'm in with no judgment, nothing but acceptance and love and support and wisdom. So this has been, that's why I'm here every time if I'm in town, because this is my home.
Yes, there is another one. It's right here.
That sounds like a God voice. And there's another one.
It's right here. It's right here. So I bless these two amazing women with, I know, me too, lives that are so rich in every possible way, because they are this ministry. You are this ministry. So I bless you with your own joy and love and fulfillment and satisfaction and show me the money and all the riches that life has to offer. I bless both of you with that and so much more.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So anything else of it? 'Cause I'm still crying.
I thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your support throughout this year. Thank you for believing in us as human beings. Thank you for believing in your inner being and showing up here. Thank you for being you in every way that you are every day, and for allowing us to do what we love. Thank you.
I wore waterproof mascara.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. Thank you. Thank you very much. Whole heart. Thank you so much for just jumping off this cliff with me and just putting ourselves out there to be crazy and do whatever. And you're like a great partner in crime. Just whatever. We just make stuff up and it's funny. Like, oh, let's just bring rocks now. And then how about we do this? And then, oh, I like that. Let's do like whatever. It's just so much fun. So much fun. Way beyond what I ever thought it could be. And that's because of our thing. And I just am so grateful for you. Oh, I'm so grateful for you. And I'm grateful for all of you for loving us and for being here every Sunday. Those of you that are able to do that in person. I know some of you are not local, so I'm looking in the camera saying thank you for being here. But that support means a lot because it's like proof is in the concept. You know, you have this wild idea and you decide to go for it and you're like freaked out, like what if, oh my gosh, you know, but then you ignore those thoughts and you do it anyway, and then people show up and then people tell you things like you all did, and it just helps you keep going. It creates a way to keep going when it is difficult or it is scary.
What? They brought us resilience?
I think they might have brought us resilience. I think so. So you are our tribe, and we do lean on you guys, and we appreciate you being here, and we hope you know how much you're loved and how much it means to us and this baby ministry, watching it grow. We appreciate that you all have been a part of it from the beginning. It means a lot, more than you'll probably ever know from words. So thank you so much.
Thank you to our online people.
Yes.
Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook, all our Facebook members. We appreciate you so much and for sharing us. Also, thank you, Affiliated New Thought Network, for, you know, being the place that we're able to call home for Begin Within Ministries, and for the support that we've received from Affiliated New Thought Network throughout this last year has been amazing.
So much support.
So much support.
And even through this book that they didn't know we were going to be using as our book. Like, that's just so amazing how that lines up, isn't it? How God does the how is so cool.
All the ministers that just share our information throughout on their pages and stuff. So I love that.
Beautiful community.
Yes,
Of
absolutely.
no one being jealous and no one be just sharing and
Just sharing
learning
and
and
bringing.
getting these messages out with all the ministries. You know, helping people through all of our ministries is so important. But you, I appreciate you.
Okay. And I'm very grateful.
I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful you can be here so that you can. You already know it because we probably told you a million times over the times that how long we've known each other. But for this ministry, I know I wouldn't be here on the sofa if it wasn't for you.
Yes.
And so all of you wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for her.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
Yeah. Right? So there's a big honor that goes to you for that, for all of your work, for you being the one that said, what, you want me to lead a ministry? What are we doing? Back however many years ago that she had that same call come to her and she said yes. And you affect so many lives because you did that. So I love that. I
And
appreciate
for
that.
the work that you brought into the world that helped me be a bigger version of me, you know, to make that jump to be a minister. I remember when you accidentally introduced me as Reverend Jeannie one time on stage. I was a practitioner and she introduced me as Reverend Jeannie and she said something like, you know, well, things to come. And it was like, okay.
Did you have a premonition?
Apparently I did.
Wow, that's awesome.
I did.
I didn't know that story. I love that. That's so cool.
God does work in mysterious ways.
Oh, yeah. So don't try to figure it out or do it for God because
That's right.
it's not for
Yeah.
us.
Just be in the awarenessing
Yes.
and go with the flow.
Yes.
And gratitude.
And
And gratitude.
Yep.
All right, we love you all.
Love you all.
Bye.
Thank
See you next week.
Woo-hoo.